What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to part 29 of our Pokemon Unbreakable Ties walkthrough. In the previous video, we started off our mission to try and enter the Royal Palace and free and save Derek. We split up into different teams, so myself, Sakura, and Liberty entered the theater. We tried to make our way to try stop Dynamo from controlling all the people in the town with his Meloetta. And the other half of the team, they went through another entrance and they set off an alarm. But Rudolfo, he snuck off by himself. He finally reached a little tunnel that he couldn't fit. So he asked his Ditto to try go through the tunnel, which leads us to where we are now. We actually get to play as Ditto, which is absolutely insane. It's like a little puzzle that we have to do. It's super tough. But you can transform forms while playing as Ditto, but it only lasts for a couple seconds. So you can transform into an Ariados, the bug-type Pokemon, and then you can actually shoot. So that's a way to stop the Pokemon from chasing after you. As you can see, there are Raticate and some Rotom that come after you when you get too close to them. So you have to try and time your movements perfectly to try and avoid them, or transform and shoot them before they can actually come and attack you. So here's an Ariados that's kind of seen us, but we can transform and actually shoot it. And if you can hit it, then it pretty much gets eliminated. So it's an easy way to try and walk through this little maze area. There we just shot a Raticate as well, so at least they can't get us anymore. And once you make it through the little puzzle for each section, there's a little square. And that is like a little key. We have to get all of those little keys to open the next section. So this is only one section of the maze that we have made it through. It is super tricky. I did do this a lot of times and also die a lot of times, and you have to restart again. As you can see, I just died there. But I have cut all the times I failed from this video, otherwise it would just drag on for too long. But here's the second attempt. We've come across a Rotom, but we went past him, and there's another little pad. Once you go on the pad, it sends you to a new little area, and in the new area there's another pad which is like a key again. We got one key, and I think there's 3 or 4 areas that you have to make it through. And there we just made it. We shot the Rotom a second before it reached us, but we're not sure if there's any other Pokemon. Okay, here's a Raticate. So we have to kind of watch its movements and try time it so we can run past just in time. Okay, there we shot it, which was a better solution. You just got to be careful when you shoot because your position has to be perfect. We activated another switch, so we got like a second key now. I think there's 3 switches that we have to activate. There could be 4 though, we'll have to see. And then we will unlock the new door that's blocked. So once you've activated the switch, you can return to the main area. And in the main area, you got to go to another section of this little maze. So there's like a switch in the bottom left, in the top left, in the far right, and the bottom right. So I'm sure there are 4 switches. And here is a switch for the security cameras. So you got to remember that those are there too. Now we're going to try and shoot this Rotom. The Rotoms are risky because they can go through the walls. So you have to really be careful. And you can only shoot the Rotom when they're on a proper path that you can walk on. If they're walking through the walls, your shooting doesn't really work. But this Rotom did get us eventually, so we're restarting again. That was the top right section that we were trying to reach, so let's see if we can do it again. We shot that Raticate and got that out the way. But let's see if we can make it back to that little section. Okay, there's the Rotom again. He spotted us and we shot him. We shot him on the path. So that's going to be a big help. There's only 1 Rotom left, I believe. But we've made it to the little teleportation pad. Now we have to find the switch pad and get out of here. Okay, there's a Raticate here, and it seems to be stuck, so that's perfect. We just shot him and eliminated the Raticate. We're going to pick up this item. And let's see if we can find the little switch pad here. It's got to be somewhere. But you have to walk slowly because you don't know who's going to be waiting for you around each corner. Yes, okay, we got another pad. So that's 3 switches and there's 1 left. So yes, there is a new area in each corner. And the Ariados caught us. But we already activated the switch, so it doesn't really matter. We're back on the main side, the main area, and now we've just got to go to the bottom right teleportation pad. That's the last one left, and that will be the final switch. So here we've reached the teleportation pad for the bottom right area, and now we just got to try and find the switch. There is a Rotom coming at us, but we shot it just in time. Now, where is this last switch that we need? Another Rotom has been spotted, but we've activated the switch, so that's all 4 switches. It doesn't really matter now if we get attacked. We just got to go back to the main room. And there where that switch for the cameras was, a door has opened. So we just got to go straight up pretty much. We shot the Raticate. It's probably another 1 or 2. But let's go through this door. But what a fun little part of the game. I think this is the first Pokemon game where you can actually play as a Pokemon. It's been really fun, and it was cool to shoot. We made it through the door, and now there's a cutscene of Champion Archie. And remember, on the outside of the palace, all chaos was breaking loose between the royal family's bodyguard and Latias and Latios. They actually shot a hole right through the roof of the royal palace. And now it seems like we have some reinforcements that I was not expecting. We have cosplayer Leonardo and all the cosplayer Ninja Turtles that we found in the sewers. It looks like everyone has come to help us. Everyone is a bit sick of the royal family. So that's a good thing. At least we got some reinforcements to help Ida. And now we're back playing as our own character. And it seems like the alarm is going off. So we have to try and get through here as quickly as possible. We've reached the laboratory. And this section again is like a little maze. So it is super tricky. There are routes that you can't make it through unless you have activated like little switches again. There are also a few of these puzzles with these direction pads that fling you into certain directions. You've got to try work out how to get through the little maze and collect all the items. And generally, once you make it through the direction pads correctly, there's a switch that you have to toggle, a lever. So that's what we are trying to do now. We're trying to pick up all the items first and then also try and toggle the lever. But like I said, this one is a bit tricky. It's like a maze. And on top of all of that, there's still a ton of people to battle. Some scientists want to battle, and there's a whole bunch of royal family grunts to battle. So we're just going to try and do it section by section and try work out how we can get out of this before we get caught or get stuck in a sticky situation. But here it looks like we've reached an area with the switch. We battled the scientist, and yes, we have turned the lever. And as you can see, as you turn the lever, it unlocks one of the barrier beams, blocking off another section. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do. We're going to try find all the levers, disarm the lasers blocking our path, and try get out of the laboratory. There's an elevator here, and we just picked up a protein. So now we found another lever. We're going to turn that one, and it looks like we can actually make it through that section now. Both of the blocks have opened, but there's still one barrier that's blocking the way on the right there. So there must be another lever for us to find. When you start off in the laboratory, it's important to take note where you have gone and where you still need to go, because like I said, it is a bit of a maze. I recommend starting on one side and trying to work your way through to the other side, because it can get super confusing. There was an area that I missed that I couldn't find, and I had to go back and forth for quite a while to try figure it out. But if you are playing and are a bit confused, you can just follow this video now and it will make it a whole bunch easier. So we just switched off another lever, opening the door to this section. There are more items for us to pick up. We have picked up some awesome items in this lab. Some of them can help evolve Pokemon. Some are just some useful items or things you might want to sell for quite a bit of money. But as you can see, you can go down south here, or you can go explore up top. So we're going to first go down south and see what we can find. There's another item for us to pick up here. And another lever there. So we have to try and reach that lever somehow. You got to be careful. You got to avoid the pads to actually reach this one. But we are going to turn it, and that's the final barrier beam that has dropped to allow us through that section. So that's good news. We can explore a new area now. But let's first see what's up top here. We haven't explored this part yet. And there's more of these direction pads that are making us spin out of control here. But it looks like we picked up a TM Psycho Cut. That's going to be super useful. But now let's try and make it all the way to the top here. You got to try avoid a lot of the teleportation spinning pads. But we have turned another lever, disabling another beam. So that's 2 new areas that we can now explore. But let's make our way back to the section, the main section. We're going to try and avoid these pads and try and get back out here again. Okay, it looks like we're stuck there. We're going to have to go back and around. And yes, okay, that pad will help get us out. Let's return to the main area. And let's see which areas we've unlocked now. So we're going to continue back. That's where we came in. Now we're going to explore to the left downstairs. There are a couple more people to battle, and you can go downstairs again, or there's again a little puzzle for you to work through here with another lever that you will reach. You're going to activate the lever, and that's opened a new section right by us here. So we can go up top now. If you go up top, there's more scientists to battle. Now, I made a mistake here. Once you turn off another lever, there's a little room that you can walk into. And you've got to enter a password or something. And I entered the wrong password, but I believe if you enter the correct password, you get a nice gift or something. We reached the next lever, and that's turned off the beams to this room I was telling you about. So here, when you come into the room, you can interact with the PCs here. On the main PC up ahead, there's one Pokemon stored, and you can actually retrieve it if you can enter the Pokemon's name. I do recommend that you actually figure it out who it is first before trying, because you can only get one attempt. You want to enter the word Porygon, and then you will get gifted a Porygon, which is a super cool Pokemon. If you get it wrong, you sound the alarm, and a whole bunch of royal grunts come and are ready to battle you. So don't waste that opportunity. Type in Porygon and you'll get Porygon. It's a super cool Pokemon, and you can even evolve it. So when you're playing through, be careful, enter the right code and get Porygon. It would be an amazing addition to anyone's team. But now let's continue to try get out of here. We're going to go down the second set of stairs. And as you can see, there's one beam here that's blocking our way. So there must be another lever somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. There's another staircase going down. We've reached the 3rd floor of the laboratory, so it's super low. And yeah, we've picked up TM Psychic. And there's a little like patch of grass there. I don't know if there's Pokemon that can be found there or not. You might want to take your time and explore. And here too, it looks like we've reached another part of the lab that's quite far underground with a bit of grass around. So there might be some interesting Pokemon to catch there. But now we got to try figure out how to drop that beam. I think that must be the last area that we need to get through. So there should be a lever somewhere else that we need to go and turn. We're going to come and chat to all the scientists here and see if there's any valuable information for us. But after talking to the scientists, there are some computers and books that you can interact with too that will also give you some interesting information. So we're reading some of the scientists' books here. But let's continue on. We've reached another area. It looks like all the scientists come here to sleep. So you can also come and have a nap here, and that will recover your Pokemon. You definitely want to heal your Pokemon because there are tons of battles here that you've been through already. So it's very much needed to heal up the team. But now when you come up the staircase, there's a door going up that I recommend you head to, and two scientists will approach you here and want to battle. They talk about a Master Ball, and they send out a level 59 Dracozolt and Arctozolt, which are really interesting, unique looking dragon type Pokemon. They are a tiny bit tough, but there's only 2 Pokemon against your full team of 6, so it's fairly easy as long as you've healed up your team before. And once you've defeated them, the scientists run away, and then you will find a Master Ball sitting on a table that you can actually go and pick up. So you can get a Master Ball now. That is insane. I don't know what Pokemon we're going to use it on yet, but it's going to be for Legendary, that's for sure. So we got a Master Ball, and now we can explore the rest of the area. We're going to go back downstairs, and let's see, we've got to try figure out where to go. Here there's this little puzzle again. You can go through to this switch, but I didn't realize that if you keep going up north here, you can actually reach another section. And there's big buckets of Pokeballs and Premier Balls and Great Balls here. But there's also a switch to the north. So this is the one I actually forgot. I didn't actually come up here to see if there was a switch. I picked up the switch on the far right, but I didn't even look at the top. Now we need to try find the key in order to use the elevator. I think the elevator is our ticket out of here. But now that we dropped the beam for that final area, we can go through there. So let's try see if we can go past here now. And yes, I think we got to go down this staircase now that it's open. And here there are a couple scientists, and one you can interact with the exclamation mark above it. And I have a feeling that this scientist has the key, but she's not going to give it up without a fight. So we're going to have to battle her. She's got 3 Pokemon, Scientist Elena. Her first Pokemon is a level 59 Clang. A fire type will be able to do some serious damage against this Pokemon. But our Garganacl knocks it out just as easily. The second Pokemon she sends out is a Ferrothorn. So it seems all her Pokemon are level 59. And it's a great time to level up your whole team while being in the laboratory. Try get your whole team to level 59 too. I think that's kind of where the game level expects you to be around. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit difficult for you. And the final Pokemon she sent out is Hatterene, which is a really cool Psychic type Pokemon. It's like a Psychic Ghost or just Psychic. Once you have defeated her, you are allowed to keep the keys that we found there. So you do get the keys from her. And we're just chatting to all the other scientists here to see what else might be in store for us. But there's not too much. We can make our way to the elevator now and get out of here. So let's go back to explore the different floors. We want to try and reach the 5th level of the laboratory, and it asks you if you want to go before, because you're not going to be able to go back afterwards. So we do agree. We agree to reach the 5th floor, and then we cut back to the theater where Dynamo is up to his tricks. In the previous video, some of the audience wanted to leave and they weren't allowed. So everything is turning downhill in the theater. And everyone's starting to get a bit scared and creeped out by Dynamo and his crooked plans. But just in time, Liberty and Sakura reach the theater where Dynamo is performing. So we are going to try stop him. And a whole bunch of Royal Palace guards pop out all over around the theater, trying to keep all of the people in so that they can't escape. But we are going to do everything in our power to stop them and save all of these people. So let's see what we can do. Next thing you know, Liberty and Sakura come crashing through into the middle of the theater. And it looks like they're ready to kick some butt. They are going to try take on all the royal family grunts and stop them. So now we can actually battle as Sakura, which is pretty cool. We haven't had a chance to battle as her. So she sends out Mawau and Clefable, and her Mawau is a shiny, which is absolutely epic, and it can Mega Evolve too. So we're going to quickly knock out these Pokemon that this grunt has. To be honest, the team the grunt has is insane. It's got a Magmortar and a Feraligatr. Those are two of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So it's actually got a crazy cool team. And they're level 60, so they're pretty strong. They're stronger than Sakura's Pokemon. So it's a really fun battle. But it's not too tough. You can knock them out fairly easily. As you can see, we've still got 4 Pokemon left. And Sakura's team is mostly Fairy-type Pokemon. She does have a few different type attacks, which are useful too. But let's see what we can do. If we can knock out Feraligatr first and then try and get Magmortar out the way. The Royal Grunt has now sent out a Leafeon. What a team. It's got so many different types in its team. This is an impressive team by a Royal Family Grunt, to be honest. I thought this would be like a boss's team. Really cool Pokemon we're battling against. But now we send out Ninetales. Clefable has still been able to survive. It's actually taken a lot of damage in this battle, but it's still hanging in there. And it's burnt, but it's put in a lot of work. Our Ninetales is causing a bit of damage now. Finally, our Clefable's knocked out, and we're down to our final 2 Pokemon, Ninetales and Tinkaton. Tinkaton is a Fairy and Steel type, so we're going to have to get Magmortar out the way fast. Otherwise, Tinkaton's going to get one-shotted. So let's try and hit Magmortar and finish it off. And we do. We attack first. Magmortar's out the way. So now it's Tinkaton versus Leafeon. We're going to have to revive some of our team here because everyone's knocked out, but it's just Leafeon left. Tinkaton is down. We revived Sylveon. So it's Sylveon versus Leafeon now. We knock out Leafeon. What a tough battle. And looks like Liberty also defeated the grunts that he was battling. Now we can try and actually stop Dynamo and Calio. But now that they've defeated the Royal Palace grunts, we jump back to our character and we're in the 5th floor of the laboratory. And I've got a feeling there's going to be a big boss battle coming up soon. So I am pretty nervous. But as you can see, Liberty and Sakura are trying everything they can. But some of the citizens are already getting mind controlled there, which is not good news. But I think we're going to end things off here. Thanks for watching.